Right. I don't do drama. Well, no, I do drama in the sense that I sort of often accidentally create drama. It seems to be not very hard. Mild criticism of unchecked egos is enough to do it. But generally, but in terms of like coverage, I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested in things that directly affect out the space of esports, and therefore occasionally there's a topic that does bleed into what we do, because unfortunately esports now, especially to a lot of people in the mainstream, it's synonymous with influencer culture. What that means is, unfortunately, we are in a way beholden to these streaming platforms and to Twitch, and things that negatively impact on Twitch, negatively impact on esports, and negatively impact on the businesses of the esports organizations, negatively impact on personalities that promote esports. So by extension, their suffering becomes our suffering. So one of the things that's always staggered me, I find it staggering, is the unbelievable short-sightedness, stupidity, and selfishness of the biggest streamers on this platform, who, lest we forget, and this isn't to say streaming isn't real work, because I know it's hard, especially if you're like a real streamer, not like me, and you get up, it's like 9, and we go get this bread, and we do all this. I respect your craft, even though half of you fuckers just sit there eating ramen, watching YouTube videos. Not like me. At least when I watch a YouTube video, it's a video of me, because I am the king of the narcissists, evidently. We've been down this road a bunch of times. Cast your mind back to what happened with music not that long ago. And basically what happens is people stream and people play games, and they want music in the background while they play, and that music belongs to the artists or the labels that have acquired it from the artists, and they just play it. And there was a period of time on Twitch where everyone's VODs were getting DMCA'd by record labels and big music conglomerates that had created software that was designed to quickly scan VODs and see who had music played in the background on those VODs. Now, for me, there's lots of arguments to be made about, does me playing one of my favorite songs while I'm talking over it and playing a video game over it, so you can hear all the game noises and my voice or my breathing or whatever, right? And visually, it's not the video associated with the song, or there's no pictures of the artist on it. Is that a substitute for the real thing? Well, of course it isn't. Who the fuck would want that? It's not the old days that we came up with when we used to put a fucking cassette into a tape deck and record the top 10 songs off the radio just so we could listen to them, because we couldn't afford £3 to buy the fucking single from HMV. But regardless, the current lay of the land and the current agreement is you will not play that music for what is ostensibly a commercial purpose, which it is. When you stream, you make money off it. It's your job. And yet everybody does it. You'll notice I'm very clever with the music I play. I always play shit that's, there's no way it's going to get popped. It's cheeky. I acknowledge that. It's probably not fair on the artists, although I do also think a lot of the artists I play are so fucking obscure they might welcome some of the attention. That's the narcissist in me again. I've heard that argument, by the way, made by streamers that are playing Drake. They play a song by Drake and they go, yeah, but I'm giving him exposure. You ain't giving him shit. What the fuck are you talking about? So you may remember there was this big music problem because Twitch handled it horribly, like they generally handle everything horribly, and that is that they didn't communicate with their creators. They weren't aggressive in making people not play music on their stream. Everyone's been told there's no excuse, it's wrong, but people were doing it, and Twitch could have got ahead of it, but they didn't. And then they said, listen, you gotta stop. Then this software popped everyone's VODs, and there's no mass delete option on fucking Twitch, homie. You don't even know, half the time, you don't even know what VOD it was that popped, or where in the VOD, or whatever. So people had to delete swathes of content, years of it. All the people that had years and years of like 8-hour VODs, their entire legacy in a way although you are overselling it if you call it that, right? But, you know, I mean, look, some content creators make good content. Some motherfuckers just play video games to a high level, but that's what they do. And others are just fucking lazy. You can decide who's who. But anyway, so people fucking deleted all of the VODs. They had to. There wasn't a tool to even selectively delete. You had 100 automated DMCAs in one go. But even prior to that, Twitch in some instances just mass deleted people's shit without even letting them know, without even giving them a chance to back things up or fix things themselves. They didn't communicate. They handled everything fucking terribly. And then, lo and behold, fast forward a little bit, the music company said, so, Amazon-owned company, what if we were to get some money from you and have some licensing and and they get their pound of flesh and now suddenly it's not a big deal anymore. But what you got to remember is, and I've done it, the reason I'm not showing you any articles or anything like that at the moment to talk about that is I did about 4 or 5 videos on that. You can go to the YouTube channel, you can watch them, get yourself up to speed and refresh your memory. But every time something like that happens, it puts us in a position where, remember, advertisers are corporations. The corporations you're going up against and arguing with, and they see as stealing content or not paying them the money they're entitled to, they go back. They either are the advertisers or they got ties with the advertisers, and they close ranks and they don't want to work with your platform. You saw this in YouTube with what was the Adpocalypse, then Adpocalypse 2. We had 2 of those. We had 2 Adpocalypses, if you remember, all predicated on the same thing. Well, the first thing was that some fucking guy had realized that they monetized a video that had the N-word in it, and a Coca-Cola can was up on that. And so the Wall Street Journal, some pathetic fucking loser journalist, was like, look at YouTube's racism problem. It's like, it is one video. And so all of the advertisers got spooked and they pulled out. It changed the platform. Then it was jihadi videos, jihadi recruitment videos on YouTube. A guy created a piece of software that was detecting those and saying, look, they're monetizing jihadi recruitment videos, which, by the way, is absolutely fucking outrageous. I'm not saying any of these things are good. And so the advertisers are like, well, if people think insert brand here, I'm not getting sued, insert brand here is sponsoring terrorism. Like, obviously no one thinks that. Because, again, you got to understand, these executives are boomers, and they're beyond boomers. They're not even the real boomers. They're the generation before the boomers, or beyond, you know. So calling them a boomer, they go, you think so? You know, like, yeah, fuck. That's how old those motherfuckers are. They don't understand the way new tech works, where advertisements are, we just want to be on a platform and get in front of a certain demographic. We certainly don't endorse the content of the videos. Like, you know, when this goes up on YouTube, shit, man. I get told all the fucking time, you know, by people who watch my videos. I'll be like saying, so, by the way, if this pops up or whatever, if you keep ads on, you're not an ad blocker, I don't care either way. I make fuck all of YouTube. But, you know, when I go, and I fucking hate that gambling company, that corrupt gambling company, sponsored by the Russian mob, or I say, I fucking hate Overwatch, it's pathetic, it's just all foot fetishists. What happens is, in the moment I say that, an ad for like, want to gamble with the new crypto Widowmaker's Feet coin, and it pops up. I got no control over that shit. I would rather it wasn't there, but it's like, you know, that's how they're rolling on it. I don't think, by the way, crypto no one's endorsing me, and I don't endorse them, but their ads on my video, and you know what, whatever. Go get that bread. My audience think you're cunts. Hilarious. It's a waste of your money. I think it's brilliant. In fact, every time their ad appears on my video, I'm just wasting their time and their cash. That's a good thing. You had the Adpocalypse. You had the Adpocalypse 2. YouTube did it. It's super dangerous. So can anyone explain to me why streamers think it's okay, and have been doing this for fucking years, to just watch a TV show on their stream? Not with permission, not a watch party. They just watch a TV show. How, in what world Was this never going to come back and bite us on the arse? In what world? And man, I got to say it, did a ton of streamers end up looking like a fucking shower of fucking morons and cunts and losers on this one? Like, guys, for fuck's sake. First of all, I just want to object to it being called a meta, and I am sick of streamers talking about the meta game of streaming like you have to go with what's fucking popular, and there's some sort of like, if you're not doing this, oh, the audience won't come. When are you just going to grow a fucking pair and realize that, like, the value is just in building a community and creating compelling content that community vibes with, and then after a while, they're not there for what you're doing, they're there for you. For you, you're the product. You're the meta, right? But they won't fucking do it, will they? You got people, right? Well, just people. The gambling streets are popular, so I'm on the gambling meta, guys. It's the gambling meta, and then people go, "Holy shit, gambling's popping off." Surely, if I just start streaming gambling nonstop now, there's no downside to this. Even though my average fucking audience is probably 14 years old, right? Oh, look, hot tub streams are popular. I'll just sit in a bath. Brilliant. This is, well, if you're not doing that, you're not making money, though. That is the meta, though. That's how they are killing it, though, and that's how they're making it, though. I mean, spoiler, people like to look at fucking people they're attracted. They like to look at attractive people that they're attracted to in a situation where you get to see as much as possible. This is reality, guys. This is reality. I'm doing the reality thing. Oh, no. My fragile mind. Richard Lewis has what? My fragile mind. That's all that. It's not a meta. It's not clever. It's a tale as old as time. Sex sells. It's like rule number one of advertising. You don't need to be in a hot tub, by the way. If it's not what you usually do, if you want to do it, guess what? You will get a boost in numbers, though. But it also means you're a fucking sellout and a shill and you got no imagination, though. So, weigh it up. Some of these Twitch streams were fucking born in a hot tub, man. What do you want to go along for that ride for? So you do that, then what? Give me some other metas that they've had. When everyone did like GTA roleplay for a week and just took that. Oh, don't even get me started. The Among Us, the Amorgus. Why is that even funny, by the way? Why is that funny? You've just took a letter out. That's like if I said Fortnite instead of Fortnite. Why is that funny? You remember that meta? You remember how insufferable that meta was? All of your favorite streamers playing Among Us all of the time, faking, synthesizing drama and arguments in a game where it's like the entire premise of the game when you turn up is to lie and deceive each other. I can't believe you did that, bro. I can't believe you did that, bro. I can't believe you lied to me, bro. The point of the game is to fucking lie. If I bluff you in poker, do we fall out? Well, that's right. There's no poker meta. It probably was. And then they go fucking, oh, let's wheel out the politicians. What a great look that is. Here's a Democrat. Gamers aren't racist or Republicans funded by Steve Bannon and Vladimir Putin again for a week. We need your votes, by the way. Panda, 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 panda. Oh, now you're scum again, right? Here's AOC doing a completely fake, contrived game of Among Us, right? What a great look, yeah. And they let her win. No, she has to be the honest one. That's the point. Make her the honest one. Didn't even do that. So you had the Among Us meta, which just generated drama after drama after fucking drama. Who gives a fuck about your fake argument dramas? Well, your entire audience, evidently. And they all went along for the ride and they all fucking did it. But here's the thing. I don't care about any of them metas. Whether you're in a hot tub, slot machines, all right. You shouldn't be promoting that to kids, but, I'm sure they, in their minds, think they're not. Among Us, I don't care. None of that is harmful. When you sit and do the TV show meta, you can kill the whole platform for everyone. And guess what happens? When you kill the platform for everyone, or force Twitch to make change for everyone, oh, that's right, you're already a fucking millionaire. You just get to walk away and, shit, man. I'm so sad I can't be a streamer anymore. Ah, fuck. Could have made another 10 million. Just have to settle for the 30. It's just so selfish and short-sighted. It just fucking it boils my piss. And so we had it. We had the flare-up. Because of course we did. And listen, I think Pokimane gets I never talk about her because, she's not sort of relevant to my interest. Our worlds don't collide. But I think she gets a ton of shit. I think she got a ton of shit lately. I mean, if I did drama, I'd start, if you ever want to see an example of big narcissistic personalities dragging a drama out that isn't even a thing because they just refuse to take W's publicly. Like, what Ninja's wife is threatening to fucking sue Pokimane because Pokimane showed a DM because Ninja said he was going to do something he had no intention of doing. Like, well, guys, fucking just stop. You're giving me a fucking migraine. What are you doing, for fuck's sake? Anyway, so this TV meta has been going on for years. Used to be train wrecks, right? Like watching fucking Master fucking Chef or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, bro, this can't continue. Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, all the Ramsay content. It's all on YouTube. It's not on YouTube so you can play it. But anyway, here we go. Let's have a look at this coverage and how this all fucking pans out. Pokimane got banned because she was watching The Last Airbender, which I believe is what the kids call an anime. I mean, this article is garbage. It's on Polygon, so, you know, whatever. So anyway, even the biggest among us can fall. There is that phrase again. The meta never really stopped, did it? Even the biggest among us can fall. On Friday night, Amane Pokimane Anis, sorry. I've never even heard your full name ever said before, so apologies if I'm butchering that to anyone. One of the most popular streamers on Twitch with over 8.5 million followers was banned from the platform after streaming the popular animated series Avatar: The Last Bender. The cause of the ban is still unknown, but it's likely the result of a DMCA strike. She went on Twitter. She said the Fire Nation attack. That's obviously a reference to the content of the show. And then it goes on here. Streamers broadcasting and commenting on television is a newer trend on Twitch. Known as the TV meta, it's become a popular way to capture the attention of viewers. In December, popular variety streamers like XQC and Hassan Abi streamed viewings of the competitive cooking show MasterChef on their channels. Still, the strategy is risky, as Twitch has a history of removing content after receiving takedown requests from companies. In 2020, the streaming platform encouraged streamers to remove content to comply with copyright laws for music. That's all that should be talked about at the start. And then we move down and they go to an update. Pokimane's Twitch channel is back online. This was 3 days later. Over the weekend, she tweeted her penalty was just a 48-hour suspension, which brought her channel back on Sunday. The streamer said she will be returning to streaming on Monday, and we'll talk about the incident. And see a tweet here. Just to be clear, I'm not surprised, and I don't think this is unfair. In my opinion, it was inevitable that publishers would take action on me or someone else during this React meta. We'll chat more about it on Monday when I can further elaborate on the situation. Right, boom. Let's come back to Big Head. So, this is a streamer. This is one of the biggest streamers on the platform, thinking it's completely okay to watch copyrighted content on the platform. Now, you need to understand Twitch history here. If back in the day, right, which is super long ago, you know, but I've been streaming for a long time. Back in the day, the concept of even doing a talk show, Twitch were going, we're a gaming platform. Absolutely can't do a talk show. What are you talking about? Do a talk show. There was no just chatting section, guys. The biggest section on Twitch, by the way, now, literally, the biggest section they have didn't exist, and they were resistant to it existing. In fact, I wish I could pull up another interview like that Overwatch one I just shown you, where I'm probably on fucking Unfiltered or something, talking to Twitch executives, or DJ Wheat, or someone, or whatever, saying, you need to make it public access television if you really want to scale the heights, because it's ridiculous that fucking people who are playing a video game can't even just take 30 minutes to talk to their audience without getting banned. Because that's literally how it used to be. If you just turned on a stream and talked to the webcam, Twitch would be going, where's the gameplay? You literally had Twitch staff come into your stream. Why are you not playing a video game right now? That's actually how it used to be. Completely true. And now, once again, right again, it turns out the product is you. So people want to talk to me, or listen to you, or whoever the fuck you are. This is what builds the rapport that makes people come back. Yeah, I might pop heads in a video game. Not me, but, you know, other people that can move their arms. I've seen people in the past banned on the basis they don't play enough on Twitch. Also, if a small streamer, back in the day, and this did happen, if a small streamer And they were very often small, and they were very often from the CIS region. But if a small streamer back in the day decided they were just going to play a fucking movie on stream, no joke, they were gone forever. Permanently banned. You are violating copyright. You are committing an act of piracy on our platform. We're not going to tolerate it. You're out. We can't tolerate it. For them to... Right, and I'm about to show you, this is why I'm being as harsh as I am. For them to only give Pokimane a 48-hour ban is a fucking disgrace, given the gravity that could have, because she's not small time. That's 8.5 million fucking followers. That is the company behind The Last Airbender getting their fucking copyright jacked for in front of tens of thousands of people, and everyone knows about it, and everyone's talking about it, and everyone's fucking tweeting about it, and she got a 48-hour ban for violating copyright. That's mental. There is no justification for that. I'm not saying permanently ban her. You had to give her a month, 3 months, something. You had to show that you're fucking serious. But you ain't serious. And you weren't going to do it to Pokimane. She's too family friendly and, you know, makes too much money for too many people. But real talk, I'm even talking like 2014. You just got. You just were gone. You were off the platform. Motherfuckers would just be sat there like, literally, shit, man. I remember, here's an example for you. There was a fucking, which pay-per-view event was it? It was a UFC. And there was a guy, not a big streamer, but had a reasonable following. He was the first guy to do this, and I can't remember his name. But what he did, he took a fucking Chinese stream of a UFC event and put it on stream, changed the title of the game to, you know, UFC, and sat there with a controller in his hand. It literally, oh man, I wish I could remember this motherfucker's name. He was a legend. And he was sat there pretending to play the game. They permanently banned that dude without a second thought. No appeals. They didn't even go, haha, you are funny and did do a funny tweet. No, fuck you. You're gone. Gone forever. What you've done is unacceptable. It could get us in a lot of legal trouble. And you see people copy that to this day. And by the way, whenever there's a big sporting pay-per-view on, all the Twitch mods, I got staff in my chat, I see you, right? They'll tell you they have to go around and fucking police all that shit. And every time they're fucking, oh, here we go, someone's streaming the Logan Paul fight, right? Off it goes. Are those motherfuckers getting 48-hour bans? Tell you what, Twitch staff, no, they're not, are they? You're giving them perma-bans. You're giving them perma-bans. Do you know why you're giving them perma-bans? Because what they're doing is breaking fucking copyright law. And it puts the platform in a super fucking tenuous position. 48 hours is a joke. And let me just also underline this. I'm going to just play you a clip. Because, you know, why not? It's me. No, it's not. Not this time. So, this is G2 Lothar. He's got receipts. He always has receipts. You got to love him. He's like me. He keeps things. Right? All right, here it is. This is Pokimane. That doesn't really help, does it? Check out that fucking resolution.
Like, that's why I'm never gonna just stream an entire movie on YouTube and think it's fine. Guys, it doesn't matter what platform it's on. Even if a popular movie was uploaded to YouTube, I would not watch it because I would still be replaying that content on my stream. And in essence, that's illegal. Even if you're reacting to it. So let me just reiterate that just because it's on YouTube doesn't make it okay.
Well, my. my. You know, so what's changed? If you knew it then, by the way, that was in reaction to the music shit. Why are we here? Why are we doing this again? And the 48-hour ban, what message does that send out? What message does that send out? The biggest content creators can get away with breaking copyright law on your fucking platform. What? And then, because it doesn't end there, never ends. You then had Disguised Toast. Weird, there's been a lot of Hearthstone on this stream. Obviously a former Hearthstone competitor, streamer, player, got popular, moved into a house, doesn't take money now, seems a relatively cool guy. I am now about to shit on him for a bit, so, but, you know, in general, I don't think he takes donations and subs anymore, so that's cool, you know. But I am gonna shit. Nice guy, about to shit on him, but nice guy, but gonna shit on him. So anyway, so no longer disguised. He's just toast now. He doesn't wear a disguise anymore, which is good. Good for him. I'm glad he's out. So anyway, he was just streaming Death Note, just streaming it because that was the meta. So he's just streaming full episodes of this Death Note thing, just streaming it. I double checked and triple checked before I introduced you to Wang Wang, and also had Sam sit there and move a square over a scene where Wang Wang got a hand job for some reason. I don't even know why that was in the story. That's how much I worry about this shit, because I don't want to be irresponsible. Popular variety streamer Jeremy Disguised Host Wang has been banned from Twitch after watching the anime Death Note on stream. The ban came down on Monday night. While the reason for the ban is not officially confirmed, it's likely a result of a DMCA copyright strike handed down to Twitch by the rights holders of the anime. The ban appears to be similar to the one issued to Pokemon, yada, yada, yada. And then he said, and the interesting thing was, the ban went through just before the end of, like, a crucial episode. I don't watch fucking anime because it's shit. So it is utter garbage. It's not even nourishing to the minds of children. I have no idea why anyone watches it. But listen, each to their own. If you're down with that stuff, yeah, it's fine. But anyway, apparently it was at a crucial moment in a super complex involving storyline of Death Note. I think it turned out she was really 9,000 years old. He did a tweet saying, "I'll be back in a month." Everyone went, "Oh no, wow, oh my god." By the way, spoiler, if he had actually been banned for a month, it wouldn't be long enough. These bans are a joke. 30 days for violating copyright on a platform that could literally fucking be forced into a massive lawsuit off the back of these actions. Here's the other thing. He lied. It wasn't 30 days. So get this attention-seeking nonsense that's going on here. A popular streamer gets banned for streaming anime for 48 hours. You decide to continue to stream and react to anime. Spoiler, your reactions offer very little value. There's a reason why you go and obtain permission. It's one thing it's not the reaction, it's the exposure, whatever. You then continue to stream the anime, knowing that that's happened. You get banned, really for 48 hours. You lie and tell everyone that you're really banned for 30 days, and it doesn't even end there. So while all this is being debated, by the way, it's a 48-hour ban, and I know, look, when people go, hey, they probably just wanted a holiday. They're multimillionaires. They can't take a holiday anytime they want. They are multi-millionaires, and they can do what they want. They've won the game. They've beat life. Okay, they have more money than necessary. They will be fine. So anyway, he then decided to say that actually the DMCA was orchestrated by him. Wasn't, or maybe was, but not in the way he said, to get more content out of it. And he said, I asked Lily Peach, who's obviously in the same content collective as them, to strike me. Now, I don't know if he understands how DMCA law works or what a DMCA is. If you abuse DMCA law, if you are not the copyright holder, you are breaking the law. Fake DMCAs are illegal. How can streamers be this way? Publicly put that out there. And now Lily, by the way, I know Lily Pichu. There was nearly a world where we were going to do, because for some reason, her and Black Enola, if you remember him, they both think I have a good voice, which I don't get, but Americans especially seem to like it. We nearly did a sort of content collab where it was going to be me, Black Enola, and Lily Pichu doing like voice acting on a video. Nearly happened. Legitimately true. My crazy life. So anyway, Now Lily's in a mad spot, right? And fucking had to put a tweet out saying, Toast asked me to DMCA strike him, but decided he wanted the strike to be real, so I didn't strike him, and yesterday he told everyone the initial plans. Anyway, and today I'm clarifying I never striked him. Thank you, please keep listening to my music. Like, guys, how can you morons fuck this up? How can you be like this? How can you be this fucking dumb, all of you? Because seriously, if you do a fake DMCA strike on someone, sure, probably nothing happens, right? Because the original content rights holder would have to know, the platform would have to figure out that you'd violated it, and then contact the original. There's a ton of shit that would have to happen for you to get busted for doing it. And unfortunately, sad reality, one of the worst things about fucking YouTube, especially as a platform, and certainly Twitter as a platform, is you get fake copyright strikes all the time from greasy fucking lunatics with axes to grind, posing as being people they aren't. Funnily enough, by the way, while all this was going on, someone did a fake copyright strike on Hassan. Let me see if I can just bring up this tweet. So, in another world, in another video where I was completely right and said, listen, I think it's cool that Hassan, who, by the way, when he first started streaming, I went on Hassan's stream. Somebody said, hey, there's a guy watching one of your videos on stream and saying that you're a radical centrist alt-right Trump larper or something. And that was back in the day when I engaged with that bullshit and used to go on people's podcasts and stuff like that because I thought it had, value. I thought there was some value in the dialogue. Obviously, now I realize everyone just wants to shout over you, try and do pointless gotchas, constantly change the subject, and no matter what is said and who was factually correct, their audience goes, yeah, you totally won that debate, bro. It's why I never did any debates. It's just fucking the stupidest shit. Anyway, that's how I met Hassan. I think he there's still a YouTube video about it. It's called Being a Radical Centrist Gives You Brain Cancer, it's called. And it's me talking to Hassan for 2 hours about various topics. As I left, I said, listen, enjoy being a diet Destiny, which he didn't like. He didn't like that. That stung a little bit because it was at a time when him and Steven was essentially really giving him a big leg up. I mean, Destiny's one of the biggest streamers of all time, not just in terms of reach, but just in terms of longevity. Motherfucker's one of the OGs, reaches a huge audience. He's lived through various phases. I mean, you want to talk about doing metas. All of these fucking LARPing political streamers, like Destiny went out and canvassed. Destiny went out and actually spoke to a political party. Now, like I give a fuck as to the content of what he's actually engaged in. It's like he actually had skin in the game. All these other people just sit there and repeat fucking platitudes. He went out and campaigned for what he believed in. So guess what? You're fucking a million miles ahead of any of these LARPing fucking losers that just sit there and make the money for repeating the same 5 fucking popular phrases. So anyway, I knew immediately, right out of the gate, that Steven and Hassan, it couldn't last, because unfortunately Hassan was a pretty privileged dude. I got nothing against Hassan. I know you're probably going to say that's not true. I don't. I think he's a guy with so much potential, and I just wish he could be pulled back to the light a little bit, but there's too much money in the grift, so, whatever. But he, no problem with him personally. And done podcasts, it turns out we agree about a bunch of stuff, which I don't know if I need to be worried. It's nice in a way. I've still got, the lefty is still in me. He's still there going, yeah, fight the system, bitches. So anyway, no problems with Hassan. But anyway, I knew that Hassan and Destiny couldn't last because they're two huge, forceful personalities who do need to be right all of the time. And as soon as there was any friction or disagreement, there was going to be this idea of why won't you publicly support me? Why would you disagree with me? Why would you say I'm wrong? I thought we were on the same side. You see, Hassan and people like Vorsh and people like that, they're an ends justify the means kind of guy. Steven ain't that way. Steven is, the fucking means is the means. And where we end up, that we'll talk about that. But first, you better be about this shit, about this life. In fact, Steven has a number of things he believes, which I don't even think were ever compatible with that new breed of American liberal. So I knew that relationship wasn't going to work, especially because as well, like, loyalty to Steven isn't it's not like traditional in the sense that, you know, I found that out when we had our thing. And by the way, if I could go back in time, what I would do is I wouldn't react. I would try and empathize more, and I would have talked about it privately. I wouldn't have popped off on Twitter. But the culture war was at its peak, and if you got called a white supremacist or a racist, it literally was the worst thing that could happen to you. And if it was coming from a source that had a bigger audience than you had to sort of duck for cover. But what I realized later was that it was off the back of the JonTron debate, and what I didn't realize at the time, Stephen was getting lit the fuck up. Stephen was getting attacked too by JonTron fans, because you see, Destiny was like, let's say 10 times bigger than me, but JonTron was like 10 times bigger than Stephen, but all I could see was Stephen's shit. And so when I said, you know, maybe JonTron just made a fool of himself, and, you know, like, he'd heard 1,000 times that day how Destiny was a piece of shit who tried to trick JonTron into saying dumb shit. Turns out you don't need to trick JonTron into saying dumb shit. He just says dumb shit, racist shit, non-factual shit, however you want to classify it. He got wrecked in that debate, but a lot of people didn't want it to be so because he was a lovable family content creator. And so when I said to Stephen, like, you know, can we not do the cancel culture thing, give him the benefit of the debate? He lashed out at me, and because it happened publicly, I had to lash out. I had to lash back, and I didn't have to. I shouldn't have done it. I should have empathized and realized, holy shit, Stephen's probably getting slammed right now. He's stressed. We are friends. We just met up in Vegas. You know, let's not have a stupid argument. But instead, because of the culture war, because of the nonsense, I doubled down, demanded an apology. Stephen retreated. He wasn't going to apologize, and the whole thing got fucking stupid. You know, if I could go back, I would have done stuff totally differently, 100%. But we didn't, and we don't fucking talk no more, and that's that. So, you know, that's life, I guess. But anyway, I knew that the relationship between Stephen and Hassan absolutely couldn't last, because me, if you say, Richard, I've done a bunch of bad shit, but we're family, right? I go, yeah. And right, well, now we got to drive off this cliff and hope we make it, because it's the only way we're getting out. I go, all right, fuck it, I signed up for it. I'm that guy. I'm Thelma and Louise with you. If I love you, that's where we go, right? That's how I am. Stephen ain't like that. So Stephen's like, if you turn into an asshole, or you fuck up, or you're full of shit, or the things you say aren't true, like, it's a different type of loyalty. Like, it's like, we can stay coup de la, but it's not a blood pact. You know, I'm different. I'm from a working class community where, like, riding or dying was a very real thing. So I knew that couldn't work out. And I called it. And so these guys obviously snipe at each other all the time now. I mean, sometimes, listen, it's just on fucking point, because this is so ridiculous. Right. How can, again, remember, this is the most popular political streamer on Twitch. One of the most popular streamers overall on Twitch. Check this out. Oh my God. Everything is fair use if the copyright holder doesn't care about pursuing a DMCA claim. Be smart. Don't watch entire movies, Viacom Disney shit or new episodes, and stop snitching. Now, I'd really like to test that out, because, you know, let's imagine a world, by way of a for instance, where I download a month of Hassan's VODs and just rebroadcast them on my... every day, for as many hours as he streams, I just rebroadcast his content. I reckon I'm getting DMCA'd by him. And then what am I going to say? Stop snitching, bro? Like, no, obviously. If I didn't need this platform to reach you guys, I would love to do that. Old Trash Talk Rich would have done that in a heartbeat, by the way. Back when it was 300 of you. I've become pussified. I got soft, complacent. Victory has defeated you. Absolutely. Stop fucking snitching. I put it through a socialist lens if you need to. Some poor animator got worked over by a fucking studio to create that content. They got paid a pittance for it. Maybe if they're a legendary artist, they might get residuals every time it's legitimately broadcast. And you're just watching that shit for free on a fucking stream. Think of the workers. Think of the poor workers. Think of the labour. What if the person who created the program you're watching for free is like a legitimately working class person who's like worked their way up and created a legendary TV show, and you're watching it for free. You can't just say stop saying that. Man, I had a conversation one time. Fuck me, million tangents on this stream, but fuck it, whatever. I had a conversation with a guy, he doesn't watch my shit. I had a conversation with a guy that I used to play Dota with, and he literally went off on one night because he's a big socialist. You know, I'm not the type of motherfucker I'd associate with whoever the fuck, you know, like, your beliefs are your beliefs, unless you're a fucking lunatic or they're completely fucking heinous and inhumane, whatever, man. Like, you know, but this guy was big socialist type. And he couldn't conceive of a world where copyright law was good. No joke. I don't know if this is something they're teaching these new lefties. You, as a worker, can create something revolutionary and pioneering and life-changing and, I don't know, patent it and make money. He would say, oh, you know, copyright laws, man, it's holding us back from, like, you know, we should just all be able to have all everyone's ideas and tech and develop it. And I'm going, but yeah, but what if you developed an idea? As a working class solidarity lefty, what if you developed a life-changing idea that could make people millions and a corporation stole your idea? By the way, it usually happens this way, where a big corporation steals a working man's shit and gets rich off it. Then what? The copyright law's the only way to come back, right? And he was going, well, that doesn't happen. What are you talking about? You must hate corporations more than I do. You're Mr. Smash the System. He couldn't fucking get it, bro. He couldn't get it. Staggering. I think this is like, I think this is a thing. I think this is a thing that they're being taught now. That, like, somehow all laws and all frameworks are bad or something. It's fucking crazy. Right, let's get back into this fucking TV meta nonsense. We've had all of that. Surely that's the end. Well, no, because it gets a little bit. There's a little bit of a spicy one at the end. So you definitely need to stop doing it now, right? Because we've had a number of high-profile bans. It's made the mainstream news. Motherfuckers are talking about it. Motherfuckers are saying crazy shit that doesn't even hold up and absolutely has no basis in legal reality whatsoever. The last thing you want is the celebrities noticing. And the celebrities are noticing. One of the people who suffered the most, Gordon Ramsay, legitimately referenced people streaming secondhand his content. Gordon Ramsay said, see you next week, and if you're missing tonight, you can stream it on Twitter. Seriously, it's actually on Fox Now or Hulu. Now, I won't even scroll down, first of all, because a dick will pop up, and I'll probably get banned for longer than Pokemon gets banned for fucking breaking copyright law. But, you know, the madness with this was then full of other fucking streamers that were, like, going, hey, Gordon, come on my stream. Collab, bro, face in your face, bro. Like, it's like, oh, my fucking God. Will you stop? Will you just fucking stop? You are going to get it all shut the fuck down for the rest of us. For the rest of us, you're all right. Now, just before I end on some sanity, now a real big streamer, a very important voice, the Dan Dangler, Dan Dangler sounds like a male porn star. A gay male porn star, specifically based on my tastes. Shout out. You know what I'm talking about. Right. Listen. Got banned for watching Forged in Fire on stream. Again, this is just 3-4 days after Pokemon. I have COVID. And don't feel well enough to entertain. Twitch, they added them in this. Twitch does capitals absolutely nothing for sick days or time off. I have a $4,000 vet bill to pay when I pick River up. I'm so upset right now, I just want to cry in a ball. Now, I think she thought that was going to elicit some sympathy. Right, let's be clear, okay? Twitch essentially is like, I don't know, it's like a very hyper privileged gig economy kind of thing, right? I mean, I think about all the people that work. So when I lived in Vegas, I didn't drive in the States. So I used a lot of Uber. And by the way, it was cheaper to use Uber all the time than it was to have a car. So, good on that. It was at a time when Uber was jammed up with lawsuits because, those guys, the Uber guys, they get a fucking terrible cut. It's unreal. And every Uber driver, I'm a sociable guy. I'm out, I'm pretty gregarious. I like to talk to people. I would talk to Uber drivers, and it was always the same story. It was a side job, second job, or they just moved to Vegas and were just trying to get started and they just desperately needed the money. They barely make shit and they work 12-hour days, driving drunks around Vegas, and, they get sucked into the noob trap of going to the strip, and then, you wait, you drive an hour for a fucking $6 fare. And it's like the gig economy is essentially, here is a platform. Everybody can do this job by signing up to the platform. And then it's how hard you're willing to work, how hard everyone else is willing to work, how long. I shouldn't say hard. I should say long. How much, actually. How much someone is willing to work. How many hours. How much or how little everyone else is willing to work. And whether or not you're able to finesse tips. Whether or not you're able enough to just get the luck of encountering generous people that give you more than the other people that don't. And we've all seen the videos of, Uber Eats people, right? And they take delivery of food and they don't get a tip, and they've driven like an hour and a half to deliver someone their food in like rush hour traffic, and then they don't get tipped and they have a breakdown about it. And the general consensus is, how can you not tip for food? And then that 50%, and then the other 50% is one entitled fucking piece of shit, and how dare they have a breakdown? The reason they're having a breakdown ain't because of the tip, because they're working this unbelievably fucking stressful job that sucks up so much of your time for so little. The gig economy is fucking stressful. These people don't get benefits. It's like there's no perks to what they do. It's like you just have to hope and pray you're going to make enough to make rent. And so essentially what we do on Twitch, it's the gig economy. It's just a very hyper-privileged version of it. What do I mean by that? We all have access to the platform. We can all turn up. Anyone could start streaming tomorrow. All of you in the chat, you can start streaming to one person, typically 0 people, and you have to just hope that something you do clicks, or it goes viral, or you blow the fuck up. And you might have a day where someone comes into your chat and goes, haha, yeah, I like that game you're playing, and they gift you 5 subs, right? And that might justify the time you've spent sat in front of it. On other days, you'll make literally nothing. So it's not that I'm sympathetic to the plight of being a streamer, but I'm also going to say this. Unfortunately, the world we live in, you have to do what's economically sound for yourself. And if you're ever in a position where you're relying on streaming to be your primary source of income, and you've got $4,000 vet bills that come out of nowhere, hope your pet gets better. You got $4,000 vet bills that come out of nowhere, and Twitch ain't paying the bills, and you're ill and you're too sick to stream. Shit, man, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is the gig economy. Maybe something more stable with sick days and sick pay and benefits and perks and flexible hours. Maybe a job is better for you, When you put stuff like that out into the public, it's very hard for people to fucking sympathize, especially now coming out of a pandemic. Quickly, in the chat, who here has either lost a job or has a family member that lost a job in the pandemic that they haven't been able to replace to the same level of finances that they had? Chat's going fucking wild. Bro, like, I'm right there with you, This is like, hey, I'm right there with you in solidarity, champagne socialist bros. The company I work for went under. I lost a lot of money. And it's like, yeah, but I mean, you didn't need it. All right, I didn't need it. Had to leave the country I lived in. Had 60 days to do it. Had to fork out a ton of expenses. I lost, I got fucked there. But, obviously, yeah, it ain't the same as, you got laid off. But what I'm saying is, when you say shit like fucking Twitch doesn't even give us sick days when we come to this is optional. It's a gig. It's playing a piano in a fucking Subway or a restaurant. It's playing a guitar. It's busking. It's open mic stand-up. You make what you make, and you make more if you get the following, get lucky, get the audience, or you're just good. You have something people want. So that was outrageous. And now we get to wrap the whole thing up in a bow because we're going to have a voice of sanity. Somebody I've had the pleasure to meet, and I certainly have appeared on podcasts with him, but we're not really tight or whatever because we're from, obviously he's a sort of legend in his field, and his field doesn't really like me very much. Was Trihex, and Trihex is, I wish. He's someone I wish I had the opportunity maybe to get to know better, and I didn't. And I sort of wish that I did. But he's a legend. He's a legend in my eyes. I've never witnessed him engage in anything negative, or I can only say good things about the dude. And so it was good to see a sort of refreshing and somber take from the man himself, which he put on Twitter, but he also talked about it on stream. And I hope he doesn't mind me playing this clip because, me and him were in alignment. I even replied to this Twitter chain because he gets it, So I'll just quickly play this.
But the thing about that is, like, even if that doesn't happen, if a lawsuit were to come where they're actually doing the platform and the associated streamers for like a fuckload of money, that would make headlines. Those headlines would negatively impact the perception of Twitch. That negative perception would affect advertisers. Nobody wants to be associated with Twitch at that point as an advertiser. No brand wants their shit associated with that shit show. So ultimately, less ads are secured, and by extension, ads are worth less. Ads are definitely the thing that Twitch is currently going for right now aggressively to make the platform viable, because it's not currently make enough money in the eyes of the Amazon overlords. There's a lot of bad things that can all come from a domino effect of such a lawsuit, and that is very much not good. But again, that's like it's a very probable thing here. Again, if you had, if all these continued violations occur and no one's taking them seriously, there is genuinely no reason to not suspect here that there could be a pending lawsuit coming if a law firm wanted to go in there. Remember, it's all about money. And the thing about it here, this is a slam dunk case. If some third party law firm, it doesn't have to even be the company. It doesn't have to be Viacom or Fox or Disney or whoever here. It could be a legal law firm that sees the writing on the wall and they approach Viacom about all this Avatar piracy shit. And they tell them, hey, listen, we'll take 30% of all the proceeds. We have a guaranteed slam dunk case here. Easy $5 million. What's up? They don't fucking care. They'll happily go in there, dude. So the whole thing here is it's terrifying because we don't know. We can only speculate what's probable if they knew. The only reason this wouldn't happen, I kid you not here, the only reason this would not happen is because Twitch is not known enough yet. It's still too niche to have this happen yet. But believe you me, this is a very realistic possibility, and it's absolutely terrifying.
And it is, and Trihex is spot on. I replied as much. The reality is, what you find is sometimes the corporations don't really know what other corporations are doing and aren't really interested in that. They're too busy running their own shit. But you get a legal firm, a group of chancers who know the viability of the case. They hit you up as a corporation who's had your copyright violated, and they go, "Hey, you want to make some fucking free money?" And the corporation goes, "Well, we were just gonna make our money from child slavery and fucking evil shit, but what, we can sue a rival and win and it's guaranteed? Yeah, why the fuck not?" And the problem you've got is like, whether or not you care about the particulars of Amazon losing money, sure, none of us give a fuck about that. The problem is what comes down the pipe afterwards. And what comes down the pipe afterwards is new rules, new regulations, probably all sorts of loopholes you have to jump through. They probably take watch parties back. Maybe not, because in where I live now, it's all Prime content. There's a ton of stuff that would happen afterwards. But the key thing is people have forgotten what Twitch is. Now, I'll come a big head for this point because it's important. Twitch is a platform that makes its money by selling the advertising space. My stream is a billboard, right? Not a particularly big one, because I'm not a particularly big streamer, but I am 1811th in the earnings list. But it's a billboard. And every time you come onto my stream, even if you have ad block on now, I think, it plays one ad. And what I'm supposed to do as a streamer, and what I should do, honestly, I'm meant to play the ads. Again, I'll just give you a bit of history about Twitch. Back in the day, we had to play the ads. We had to play them. You had a number you had to hit. And if you didn't hit your number, they might revoke your partnership. So what we used to do, we would say, hey, I'm in a queue for a game. I'm just going to quickly play 2 minutes of ads. And we press the ad button and it would play an ad for you. Or, you know, you would find an opportune moment. Hey, I'm going to take a piss. Here's some ads. Stick around, please. You know. And because there was no, increasingly over time, the returns on the ads got less and less. Streamers stopped doing them because in the time I'm talking to you, so here's the reality again, this is brutal reality. I hope I'm not really fucking this up by talking too much. If I was to spam a 30-second ad now, between ad block and all of that bullshit and all of that noise, I'd be better off being gifted like 5 subs. You know? And so what if I am? What if in this moment I say something or do an epic moment, like, and you're all typing PogChamp, and then someone goes, I was here when they did the PogChamp, and they gift me 5 subs. Brilliant. I don't need to play ads for the next, like, fucking hour or two because I've just had a PogChamp and got gifted subs. So when you scale that up, when you're a big streamer, the advertisers pay to Twitch not to be on my fucking stream. Obviously not. And certainly not to be on anyone's stream who's streaming to 20 people. They pay to be on the big streams, the streams with tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people. That's the fucking stream they want to get on. But those streamers don't play ads. Because why would you? You don't need to. I make more in subs. I make more in donations. There's more value in that little logo popping up. You have joined the Champions Club. I'm not digging on Dr. Disrespect. You all know I love the doc, you know, but there's more value in that popping up there, and it's psychologically encouraging somebody else to do the same. There's more value in that monetarily than me playing ads. People leave when the ads are on. It's like that fucking example I gave you, where it's like, you know, you walk away from the stream or you put up a loading screen, and it's like the chicken putting its head under the wing. It just goes to sleep. It thinks it's dark. It thinks it's bedtime. So you don't play an ad. Breaks up the momentum, breaks up the money. And so, unfortunately, that is a reality baked into the model of Twitch that no one admits and no one talks about. In fact, it is the ultimate taboo to openly talk about this. That, in fact, the way Twitch makes money no longer makes sense. So, advertisers are keeping Twitch upright, even though they're Amazon owned. And trust me, if anyone starts to understand the deep secret truth I've just told you, and on top of that realizes that these motherfuckers are violating copyright of conglomerates and corporations and everything else they can on top of it, you better believe these companies are going to take a run at Twitch. You better believe it. And like I say, the people that are going to be affected by this are not people like Pokimane, Toast, whoever else, Hassan. They walk away, millions in the bank. They go to YouTube, they go to Facebook, not Face It. They don't go to Face It. That makes no sense. Sorry, I got the Saudi shit on my mind. But they go to another streaming platform, and even then, maybe they don't even do that. Maybe they don't even need to. It doesn't matter. But we're left behind with the wreckage. We're left behind with new regulations that insist I have to stream 3 minutes of ads every 15 minutes I'm live because it's the only way the platform can be viable. I'm here essentially paying the settlement Twitch have to pay out to whichever corporation wins the lawsuit, while Pokimane and Disguised Toast are drinking fucking margaritas on a beach. That cannot be allowed to happen. And so when Twitch co-sign that behavior, it's like you're fucking suicidal as a platform. Why are you signing off on that? You can't just give a 48-hour ban for that. Now, I have to believe it's a 48-hour ban and a serious talking to. It has to be that. It has to be a final warning, because this will take us as a platform to critical mass. Make no mistake about it. You just seen me do my Oracle shit with a fucking 5-year-old, 6-year-old interview. I know my shit. I know my onions. And just to underline it, here you go. DMCA strikes equal blood in the water to sharks. The sharks being media mega corporations. And you can see, I showed you a few articles. TriX here has linked to more. Look, Disguised Toast banned. Tim the Tatman wants more Twitch DMCA bans. More Twitch DMCA bans could hurt streamers. Me and Tim the Tatman in agreement. By the way, you can't predict the game of football, but, you know, if we're in agreement, we're in agreement. XQC explains why MasterChef Twitch streams will continue. Disguised Toast becomes latest Twitch streamer banned. So he adds, if this exploitation continues, pirating lazy reacts to full episodes, get banned equaling free vacation, farm ban for clout, comeback stream to boosted metrics. Yeah, which is the other part. By the way, after a ban, when you do your comeback stream, everyone goes, yeah, way, welcome back, Queen, welcome back. As if they were in, like, prison or something. Like, well, no. This is all manufactured, guys. It will backfire eventually. A multi-millionaire streamer equals prime target worthy of a lawsuit, not just a strike. The only reason it hasn't yet is either the corporations don't know a Twitch like they do YouTube, or they think the targets aren't worth destroying for lost revenue, as in they aren't aware the violators are very wealthy and would 100% lose any lawsuit if attempted. Ask any YouTuber about how the Adpocalypse 1 to 4. Fuck, I only included 2. There was another 2 I missed. I have forever changed what's viable content on YouTube since 2017. Smaller channels were arguably the most impacted, yes, and my channel absolutely was wrecked by the adpocalypses to the point where, like I say, it just doesn't make me money anymore. In fact, I was looking at the numbers to put this in context, and again, I'm transparent. I don't give a fuck. I tell you all about my paper. There was 1 month back in the days when we used to put YouTube videos up, and we were doing like the Richard Lewis show. It was when the Richard Lewis show just got going, but it had just segued from being me interviewing esports people into me and Sam basically doing I Hate It Here. Back then, we would get more views, right? And those views would carry way more weight. So there were months in 2016, 2017, where I was getting $5,000 to $6,000 off my side gig on YouTube a month. Then the adpocalypse happened, right? And now, to put it in context where I'm at now, the last payout I had from YouTube was like $2,200, $2,300. You know what I mean? And like, it gets less views. It's not in the algorithm, you know. But and also every time you upload a video, you lose 100 subs. So you know, there's that too. So yeah, I mean, the apocalypse absolutely. Oh, and it takes 4 days to put out because they have to appeal the reflexive blocking of adverts on my video that they do as a result of Adpocalypse 2 Electric Boogaloo. And yeah, you're right. My channel was a huge growth channel. After the Phantom Lord story, it fucking shot up. And then once the Trump shit started happening, and then the Adpocalypse and the Adpocalypse 2, suddenly, I think I've been on 116,000 subs for 2-3 years. You know what I mean? Or it's 117,000 now, my bad. So these things do have an impact, and you know, look, I'm not a small content creator. I mean, maybe I'm not even a content creator at all by any sort of definition. But it does have an impact, and TriX is fucking spot on. He's on the money. So, just to fucking wrap it up in a bow, because this video is going to be like an hour long or some shit now. These big streamers doing this, you have got to punish them, and you've got to punish them in a really meaningful fucking way, a way that makes a statement. 48 hours don't fucking cut it. Ignoring it doesn't cut it. Used to be, if you watched a YouTube video, you couldn't even watch YouTube videos on stream. That's another thing. Again, back in the day on Twitch, if somebody sent a clip of you watching a YouTube video on stream to a member of Twitch staff, it's again about 2013, 2014, you would get banned for that. You would maybe get warned if you were a big streamer and you had like a partnership manager. 48 hours is fucking trash. Because you're indulging behavior that'll kill the whole platform and fuck it up for everyone. So, there it is.